We're back. How's it going, Irises? This is Interracial Spiritual Experiences. We are coming back to you live, wanting to make sure that everyone had a happy resurrection, Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, first fruits. Wanting to make sure everyone is still here and included in this live. Definitely put in the chat below where you're from. And also, we were wanting to just be ever so grateful to the Almighties for having this platform to be able to reach out and encourage all those still trying to live their best life. So this is Interracial Spiritual Experiences. We are a interracial dating and relationship channel, keeping you involved and informed in all of the pertinence. Sometimes we might talk about some of the different lifestyles of those that we tried to get lesson points from. It could include celebrities. It could include everyday people. Main thing is we want to make sure that we learn from the lessons of others. And sometimes in these particular genres, we're like the first ones, involved. And so it's really hard to get advice and to really stay in tune. So we want to thank all those for joining us tonight. Put definitely down in the chat below where you're from. How did you hear about us? Definitely invite others, like, subscribe. We have, COVID definitely did put a little damper on the world and dating and getting together and having relationships. But you can't live your life continuing to worry about what's in the air. You live your life based on how you want it to be. And apparently, several years later, we're still here. So, Present Truth, we do have a channel or a platform called Present Truth Hebrew Ministries. And definitely, if you're interested, put down in the chat below and we'll definitely text you the link for that. But we just keep people encouraged, keep people aware religiously. We have a little bit more information out there for those that really want to have that piece more highlighted. And tonight is more of a spiritual topic we have. Of course, interracial dating is something that not everyone wants to participate in, and that's fine. You have to go where you're not only tolerated, but celebrated. So for some, they find that celebration into a different community. And so we're here to form a platform to help those and navigate through these murky streets out here. How do you know someone is interested in you interracially? How do you know that it's the best relationship for you? Put down in the chat below, what do you think are some of the key signs that this relationship is for you interracial wise? It could be another country, it could be another language, it could be just totally different cultures. What is the key that keeps you all aligned and reverberated and reiterated and continuing to do what you do? So when we talk about Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, it's a gathering that people get together and celebrate having a chance to intermingle, and during these times you can intermingle as well. So the premise is that at some point in time, the Almighties will come back and take a select group of those to intermingle with others that are not like them. So again, this channel can be a practice type of interaction. So when you get up to heaven, you meet up with your heavenly family, with your other world families. So again, to navigate, you have to let go of some of the prejudice or preconceived ideas you have about you, others, and the whole intermingling of it all. And it's like picking certain people you want to include in your circle. During the Passover, Christ picked a select few to include in his inner circle in order to sit down and eat and have a meal. Nobody wants indigestion while they're trying to enjoy a meal. So again, on interracial spiritual experiences, we highlight those particular topics that will help you to intermingle and interrelate with other customs and cultures. So step number one, you have to take each experience as you go. You have to let go of some of the different nuances or different thoughts that you have about how life should be. You really have to picture, what do you want? Today at church, at the synagogue, at whichever place you worship at, the topic we have and that we're going to discuss tonight is being homesick. Being homesick and longing for a place where you belong. Sometimes you find that you can't help who you're related to, you can't help who you're involved with, but that feeling of belongingness, of togetherness. There are places like heaven that is the perfect example of complete and perfect harmony, love, and peace. So we always try to strive to have that particular atmosphere in play. Life can be so interesting sometimes, and as I was saying that Forrest Gump, if anybody ever looked at that movie, that he said life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get inside whichever one you pick. Same thing for relationships. You don't know until you give it enough time. So number two is you have to give situations time to manifest, time to unpeel all the layers, because we're all complex individuals and we all have layers of how you handle things, layers and how you've had past experiences. So definitely staying in touch with who you are and setting your boundaries, So setting your boundaries in how you want life to be is the third way to deal with interracial relationships, deal with others that are dealing with you in interracial relationship. Set boundaries. What are your non-negotiables? What are your things that you definitely want in and out of a relationship? As Deborah Cooper is another just outstanding YouTuber, has a lot of great content. Go over and look at her channel as well. But again, I heard her say that you should have the relationship you want. And if you don't get that, that's when you open up your options. So patience, time was the second point we talked about in having the relationship you want in the time period you want. As one person told me, time is something that is so precious at times, and at times, play on word, right? In that you cannot get it back. You can always get money, you can always find new friends, you can always have a new place to live, but you cannot get time back. So definitely you want to avoid time wasting. There are those that say you only have a certain period of time in your life that you're the most desirable, but for the one that is your one, there is no specific time when you're the most desirable. It should be all the time. And we must not play into these stereotypes. Again, going back to our first point, not playing into stereotypes. that make you appear, as I always like to say, a desperado. You know, some people, they so the points are actually going to be reiterated in the comments below to have. So you have to make time. First point was not playing to stereotypes. Number two, taking time to let the situation unfold. But also, just typing a couple of things as we go. But again, as you take time to let things unfold, then you must also remember that you don't want anyone wasting your time too often, too long, because time is valuable. And as someone once told me, you can't ever get that back. You must set your boundaries. Okay? Set what your non-negotiables are, what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not. You know, we're going to do a episode on the different types of body types, and the types of relationships these type of individuals have. And it's very fascinating to hear that people are wired up according to their body type, their characteristics. And in my opinion, it was dead on. So we will go over that in the next series on here, Interracial Spiritual Experiences. We're a dating and relationship channel that helps to try to give you tools and how to navigate these murky streets out here, you know. So we put in a couple of points tonight that we were focusing on in wishing everyone a happy resurrection time, a very happy Passover, first fruits, and Feast of Unleavened Bread, a time to get together intergalactically also with others, and also getting along well with those around us. So with the rules that we put in place, one, not playing into stereotypes, you know, not thinking that one group is either more racist or one group is just more exclusive or one group just, you know, everybody have their preference. And there's nothing wrong with having a preference. But plain out and out hating certain groups, we don't participate in this type of channel. You know, everyone over here on this platform, we want you to feel loved, appreciated, and valued. That's what we promote over here in this space. So as we talk about living your best life, talk about trying to find the partner that will help to not only complete you, but the partner that will help you to expand and be your best self, you know. So as we talk about these things, we want you to focus on being your best you, being in a space where you're happy, you're peaceful. Understand also that it is not your partner's responsibility to make you happy. It's your responsibility to find out what makes you happy. Now, as I was telling one group or one session I had with a member about, it's not their responsibility to make their partner happy, but definitely don't revel in the fact that they can make them sad or cry. There are some people that are very toxic out there, and they live to just make people miserable because they're miserable. Now, you definitely want to avoid that type. They get excited when something bad happens to you. They don't want to be a part of the solution. and they embarrass you and cause you to feel even worse about a unplannable, predictable situation. Those people, is best to just get them out of your life, you know, so you can live your best life. Some people will definitely get in your way. There are others that don't like people dating other races, so they will get in your way. There are people that don't want you to be your best you, even more spiritual or morally right, and they will try to get you to change your standards, lower your boundaries. They want to blame shifts and say you're guarded. But these are what protects you. And for anyone you're involved with that's trying to get you to change your protection boundaries for their good and not necessarily for your good, you know, be wary of that and set up even more boundaries, in my opinion, because you inevitably are the one responsible for you. So mentally, to stay healthy, you must have a system to how you will perform. You know, I heard a topic recently about people just wanting to be basic and mediocre. I think it's some kind of analogy or some kind of initials for that. But if you want to be extraordinary, means that you might have to change the people you're around. And that's okay. Over here on this channel, we promote people being their best self, which is eventually becoming extraordinary, one of a kind. So we want to cultivate better, healthy dating habits, better, healthy people to get involved in healthy relationships. So we give out certain points, whether you agree or not, put it in the chat below. We do value every comment that comes in. But just remember we follow the golden rule over here. Treat people like you want to be treated. So again, we are reiterating the points. If you need help in finding the one, you want counseling on your relationship, definitely email us at b@iris.club. You know, we'll try to put it down in the chat as well. We have a Cash App, $. If you want to support this channel, if you want, we do have a platform where we actually donate and give money to domestic violence shelters. We actually just putting in that information in the chat below. We also give money to a program called It Takes a Village. Plan on that theme, It Takes a Village to raise a child. So those going from high school to college, we try to promote that and help them to live their best life. And definitely, if they want to be a part of that and going into a new environment and dating wisely, it's great. Also, we do, I just had that there. Oh, goodness. Be with me, everyone. Pray for the success of this channel, as well as our efforts to try to encourage and make the world a better place. You know, there was a saying and a song that was put out, what the world needs now. We don't need more money. We don't need more rich people. We don't need more politicians. We don't need better government. What the world needs now is love. The world needs a space to be safe. Because as we found out, that sometimes this world is not a safe space. So we're trying to promote that. So no toxic behaviors over here. We're wanting people to be their very best. And we want to encourage them to do that. And sometimes the haters, the player haters, you have to X out of your life because they're time wasters. In order for you to become extraordinary, you have to change your people, places, and things. You know, if you don't, certain addictions, certain lifestyles, you will never overcome. So just putting some encouraging things in the chat below. So as you do the replay, you will remember that life is what you make it. Life is a journey. And a lot of times you must understand that journeys takes time. So be happy is what we're saying. This is a time of celebration. So we're wishing you all a very, very happy resurrection time. Wishing you a very, very happy first of the year. We are in some of the first of the year events. Definitely allergies are kicking in. So for some people, they are really, suffering with this, and we definitely keep them on our prayer list and our prayer wish that they can feel better while we go through this happy and resurrection time where Christ gave all for us. So we should likewise give all to him and praise him for the sacrifice he made in order for us to be our best. So definitely we want to continue to reiterate the points tonight on how do you live your best life. Follow the points mentioned above. Also, we want to thank everyone for successfully going through another year of, oh, that's my puppy. He gets really excited when we have these encouraging moments. And so he wants to continue to sing. And he is very happy as well. So excuse him for a second. So you're going to hear some music as we focus on just being happy, having a happy session.
A mi pueblo para que me sirva solo a mí. Moisés obedeció y fue con el faraón, mas endureció su corazón. Deja ir a mi pueblo, oh faraón, deja que me celebre mi fiesta hoy. Deja ir a mi pueblo, te castigaré. Muchas plagas a tu tierra enviaré. Como faraón no obedeció, el agua del lugar en sangre se convirtió. Ranas y piojos, moscas y peste invadieron Egipto y a toda su gente. Granizo y fuego cayeron del cielo, langostas invadieron y tinieblas los cubrieron. La muerte de los primogénitos finalmente doblegaron a Faraón. Deja ir a mi pueblo, oh Faraón, deja que me celebre mi fiesta hoy. Deja ir a mi pueblo, te castigaré.
Getting paid in the construction industry is hard.
right, so we had a happy moment session where we're again thanking everyone for joining us as we continue to focus on the spiritual aspect of being in a relationship. Spiritually, it helps you to stay motivated. It helps you to strive to heights of being your best you when you're in a really good, positive, and growing relationship. This is the problem with most relationships is they become stagnant. We're just talking about different activities you want the partner to be in. I'm saying that ability to expand and grow. For some, they just can't do that. For some, it's just outside their comfort zone. So it's going to limit the potential that relationship and the longevity it can sustain. So when you're choosing partners, when you're doing particular things to try to find who you're compatible with, you definitely want to look for growth. Can that person grow? Does any new situation just totally discombobulate them? You know, you don't need a person you have to carry on your back. After a while, that's going to get tiring. But you're looking for a partner that can stand on their own 2 feet as well. I'm not saying, Iris, is that you have to be so independent you don't need another person. Where your life is so full, you have no room for anyone to join. You're going to have a problem with your relationship because you feel you're complete already. But it's what you desire. Some people whom they desire does not fit the package that they're looking for. Too many people are looking for visual packages and not the complete package. And eventually their relationship will go belly up. You should look for different characteristics in a relationship. You should look for 1, the ability to grow. 2, for some, they just got to be appealing. You have to desire that particular person in your life. And don't settle. Some people settle and eventually it's like the lemon package. After a couple of days, they realize it was buyer's remorse, they call it. Avoid relationship remorse because you're in a desperate situation and you think there's no way out. And then so that's when the cheating begins, the lying, the manipulation, because you have to be honest with yourself. What is it that you would like? What is it that you want? And strive to do those things. It might be, as some people call, leveling up, so you can achieve the type of relationship that you know you will thrive in. For others, they need to definitely get around a group that will encourage them to live their best self. So, I mean, it just really depends on how you want to pursue your best life. But avoid the negativity. That's what a lot of people, they've gotten so jaded in relationships that they have just decided that being negative is the only way they can survive in life. And that's a very dismal future. So that's why we are suggesting that you definitely try to find what makes you happy. And then after you found what makes you happy, then that's when you go on to find people that likes to do those things that make you happy. Okay? But first you got to start by realizing what makes you happy. Avoid those that love to see you starve, I like to always say. They love to see you uncomfortable. They love to see you unbalanced. Definitely have to avoid those in your life as well. So going back to Passover, and there was a time, if you read the good book, where Christ told Judas, you go do what you have to do and you go ahead and do it quickly. Because you're bound and determined. There are people in your life you have to send on their way. Because the longer they stay around, the more toxic the environment becomes, the more fighting, the more unpleasantries, and they want to do what they want to do anyway. So sometimes you just have to let them go to go and do that thing that is apparently drawing them away from their involvement in the relationship. You can't hold on to people that don't want to be held on to. And that's not your fault. It's just they want certain things. Sometimes people say they want things, but that's why their actions have to match their words. They have to be all about it. They have to be in a space where they can be healthy. And if they're not, you have to let them go. Isis, I wanted you to meditate on that for a while, to meditate on the points that were mentioned earlier in this stream. Not playing into stereotypes, taking time to let the situation unfold, set your boundaries, avoid time wasters. Judas was wasting the disciples' time. So Christ encouraged him to go out to find his happiness, because right there where they were apparently wasn't where his happiness was. Then the Feast of Unleavened Bread. They had that time the disciples had that time to reflect on what would make them happy. Had to reflect on how to be their best self. They had to reflect. And so those couple of days Christ was in the grave gave them time to reflect. And then on resurrection morning, he rose up so early to fulfill what he had to do. Fulfillment of your promises makes for a great relationship. He told them that in 3 days, destroy this temple, and he will raise it up. He will raise it up. So again, be about your word. Be about what you say you're going to do. Don't give people false promises and false reality that you're something you're not. This is the biggest way a lot of relationships end. People are not truly who they are and saying what they truly like. So we have to remember these things and do them. Isis, Interracial Spiritual Experiences, members, reflection is an important time in a relationship to see if you're getting everything you want to get out of the relationship, to see if you're being your best self, to see if you are valuing, if you're being protected, if you're being an active participant in a relationship. No one wants people just along for the ride, and you definitely don't want to give that experience to anyone else. So Iris, as we're about to conclude this live, about to let you continue to enjoy your weekend. Be at peace that the Almighty said He wants to prosper you and not harm you. He wants you to be in a state of peace and tranquility. And if you're not getting that in your relationship, whether it's the same race, interracially, or whatever, it's time to find that place, that happy place. Sometimes you're not in a happy place, but you look forward to being in that happy place. As long as you never give up on that dream, that goal to be in a happy place, to be homesick for heaven, to be homesick for that happy place. The Almighty was homesick, 33 and a half years, homesick for that happy place. But He realized that happy place was going to come when interspecies mixed and mingled and were a part of a bigger plan. Bigger plan. So be a part of this bigger plan to unite the world in peace and love as best as we can. We know the true happy, peaceful place will not be until we finally be up there with our Creator. So stay encouraged, irises. Live your best life. Don't worry about those that are standing in your way. Pray about everything, worry about nothing. Stay tuned. We are going to try to be and give you more content on a more regular basis. But, you know, we are busy sometimes going out to promote events that will help people to be happy, healthy, and loved. We've been passing out invitations. You say, invitations? Dr. Love, what are you talking about? Well, we have invitations. Oh, by the way, I'm Dr. Love. I'm the relationship dating coach that we have on this channel to help you live your best life, interracial spiritual experience. And go see our website. If you're looking for the one, trying to match up, let us be a part of that. Our packages, the financial piece of it is on the website. If you definitely need a more personal consultation, you can contact us at b@iris.club. Okay? And Dr. Love will be able to review your profile and see how we can best help you. So definitely hit us up. We're on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We post things there as well. So just subscribe and be a part of our channel to make the world not only a better place, but a happy place. Signing out, irises. We'll definitely keep you all in prayer. Let's say a prayer before we end this session. Almighty, Almighty, Almighty. We want to ask you to help us to live our best life, with you definitely steering the entire situation, being the master controller of the situation. Help each and every member on this channel find their happy place. We know the best happy place, the most fulfilled happy place, where we were neither hungry nor thirsty anymore. It will be there with you forever. But until we get to that spot, until you come back to remarry your church, your synagogue, your group of people, until the interracial marriage happens, help us to stay focused. Help us to be our best selves. We want to pray for all the world that is in massive confusion, those that are depressed and lonely. On this channel, we always promote, why be lonely when you can tune in and channel with us? And Christ came to tabernacle, to hang out with us. Why not hang out with him? So we're just thanking you for allowing us to have this moment, this time, to just be here and available with you. But help us to be here and available for one another. Help this channel to grow, to reach as many under the sound of our voice to realize where their best and happy place is. All right, Iris, we're going to let you go. Hopefully tonight you were able to find some peace, some thoughts on how to get to that happy place. And let's take this journey. No longer do you have to be homesick for your happy place. Sightsee through what you want your life to be and be about it. All right. Let's get it. Let's go. You know our motto here. Let's get it. Let's go. Signing off, Irises. Y'all have a wonderful weekend.